Hello and welcome to my channel, or if you have been here before, welcome back. My name is Kay and today we're doing a speed build. I was scrolling through TikTok one day and I kept seeing this advert for like this mobile game, and it was like this apocalypse survival type game. But I'm not going to go on too much about that because I don't actually rate that game. I didn't find it very good. The adverts, and then when I downloaded it, it kind of wasn't the same thing. But I took some screenshots of the advert, and the advert made it seem as if you'd be like living on a train, surrounded by either zombies and stuff like that, and you had to make like the train self-sufficient. Yeah, when I downloaded the game, you had like this plot of land and several different people on there, and it was just completely different. But I kind of really liked the idea of like squeezing everything into such a small place like a train. Now, I didn't know if I wanted this to be like apocalyptic or if I sort of just wanted it to look like trains that had crashed and they're no longer in use anymore. As you can see here, I've got like the debug trains out because I thought maybe the people who live here, maybe they saw the trains and the trains are in such bad condition that they maybe can only live above the trains. So I thought maybe having the debug ones and then having a place above it would work. But you'll see I didn't go with that in the end. And then I also thought it would be a good idea to have this like abandoned building at the back, which would be like a sort of, not a train station, but like a control area where there would be like just loads of electrics and just places where they would sort of control the trains, I guess. And yeah, this is where I try to sort of build on top of the debug trains, but the debug trains have things on top of them which sort of stuck through the ground. And that made me think that maybe my sim wouldn't even be able to walk up there. So I did give up on this idea. And I decided to cut it out the video because there's no point in you watching me build something and then just demolish it. So actually, I forgot to record it as well, but you can see there a little bit that I did build my own train, but I wasn't sure if I was completely set on the shape of that. So again, I started on this building at the back and I thought it'd be kind of cool. It has these sort of drain circle vents on the front. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to give it sort of a murky, horrible pond, some really like stagnant water. So back onto my trains. And again, I wasn't sure on the size. I sort of messed around with it. I wasn't sure if I wanted sort of an outside to it. I did give it a little deck on the front, a little circle one, sort of like a half moon. And then I struggled here getting the trains the same kind of height, so I had to drag it along and then split it in two. And then I thought that these lights were just perfect to go in between, and then my sim can walk under these actually, so that's pretty cool. Did I struggle with what to paint the side of the trains? Yes, I kind of took inspiration from the green one, as you saw, but I couldn't really find anything that was sort of metal, that looked worn, that was quite plain and not very, oh, how do I explain, like not very detailed, like not with loads of bumps all over it. And then messing around with the roof here, and the glass roof was just the best option. It just looked the best out of all of the roofs. It didn't make sense that my trains would have like tiles on top of them. So yeah, I thought these were really cool. They kind of give me the feels that these trains you would have like, I don't know, go through the desert. Obviously, we're going through Strangerville, but like more of a scenic train that would go through all areas really. And you would go for a few hours, have a cup of tea, have some drinks, have a sit down. You know, you'd get that table service. I felt like these trains back in their day when these were working, they were really, really bougie trains. They were posh. They were nice. You had to pay money to go on these trains. Not just anyone could buy a ticket on a carriage on one of these trains. Trust me, they were pricey. But unfortunately, one day they crashed. And the trains used to go through a tunnel here, but unfortunately one day all the rocks inside the tunnel came crashing down and crushed half of the train. Yes, there were casualties, but maybe we'll talk about that another day. So along came a sim and decided to make this lot their home. But let's not forget that something drastic has happened. I don't know what, but something bad has happened and the world is a little bit apocalyptic now. Just a little bit. So we make do with what we have. We find anything lying around, anything that's probably a little bit scratched up, a little bit dusty. We're going to use it in this build. Thought it'd be nice to have, I don't know what these are called. Are they called awnings maybe? But I thought it'd be nice to have these on the windows. I don't know if these were there before the train crashed or maybe the new sim has installed these, but I thought it'd be nice to have these on the windows just for just a little bit more detail. And I wanted this sim to sort of, or this family of sims to live mainly outside on the grounds more than inside of the trains. Because inside the trains, you don't really have a lot of room. So I was thinking all the activities and things like that, maybe a lot of gardening, we can have all of that outside. And again, I didn't really want to use the control centre, like that building at the back. I didn't really want to be using that for the family. It is half usable. You'll kind of see at the end, we've got like a telescope up there and maybe I think a water collector, but really there's not much to do in this place. But I still wanted to give the control centre like a load of detail, and I don't think you really see it in this video. I think I cut that out. I will give you a tour at the end, so you'll see it then, but it has a load of, marks up the walls and just a little control stuff, things with buttons. I really like these awning things from the Star Wars pack here. These here, they have so much detail on them. They give me like cyberpunk vibes. Oh, I really, really like them for builds like this. Also, this sort of propeller and any wheels that you sort of see in the game, they have movement. And you know me, I love a bit of animation. So I thought, what a great idea to stick that on the side of the control centre. And here she is. She's in debug again, isn't she? I don't know why I do it. I go into the menus, like the build by catalogue, and just end up getting a load of stuff out and just placing it all on the floor. Just because I think, oh, if I see that, maybe I won't see that again by the end, or I'll forget about it by the end of the build. And then I'll go on to another build and I'll see it and I go, oh my God, that would have been perfect for that one. Oh, why didn't I put it in there? So I found all of these flags out the front. They're like worn, torn, old, and it's just exactly what I wanted for this build. I also used a lot of those decals, like the wall decals and the floor ones that are just really dirty. They were great for this control room. And the scratches and sort of all of those dirt marks and things, they were great for the trains as well. You'll see later that I just put them everywhere. This green metal thing here that I'm playing around with, that doesn't stay either. I actually make my own one of them so that we can walk. We can actually use it. And that's where like the telescope is and the water collector as well. And you can access that through the control room. You just go up the stairs and then you can go out to the top there. It would be a pretty cool place to maybe make some paintings and stuff like that. You'd get to get some pretty good views from up there. Oh gosh, look at the amount of stuff I have out. But don't worry, this all goes. It will look better towards the end. So I think this place has 4 bedrooms in it, if I remember correctly. It has 2 bathrooms. One's got a bath. They both have showers. There's an outside bathroom as well, one of those outhouses if you needed. We've got archery in this build. We've got gardening. We've got a kids area using the new Adventure Awaits kind of playground stuff. We have a hot tub, like a jacuzzi as well, and that's sort of merged in with the rocks. I had some space under there, under the metal bit, and that's where I actually placed like a stable for a horse. I thought there was so much room under there, so why not? There's woodworking and there's nectar making under there as well. We have a recycling machine. There's a chicken coop as well. We've got chickens. I kind of like all of my builds to have some kind of activities. I think it's nice to have the Sims do stuff, have things there like a chess table. And even like a mirror, you can always do activities in the mirror. You can do the acting and the charisma skills. But in my builds, I do like there to be lots of activity choices. I remember like a dartboard or something, but I'll forget a kitchen bin. I was just thinking it'd be kind of cool to live on a train, but it'd be really cold, wouldn't it, actually? It'd be freezing because of the insulation problems. It's just metal, a train, isn't it? There's nothing to it, really. And I've got to say, I really like the colours of Strangerville, like the orange. Oh, they're just so nice on the eye. It's so pretty. Yeah, and messing around with the bedroom upstairs. I didn't know if I wanted to have like a bathroom up there or not. So I put these pillars in and then I completely changed my mind, took it back. We didn't do that. We went back to micro, like a smallish kind of bedroom, which still fits 2 Sims in and a desk with a computer. So it's not that micro, it's not too compact. In the pond at the back, we have a load of tadpoles. We have some moving life. We have some turtles in there. It is murky. It's very horrid. You wouldn't want to drink from it. And it glows a strange glowy colour at nighttime. We're not sure what that is, but it's best to leave it alone. But, if you wanted to play in this build and you wanted to make this build a little bit sort of current and, make it a little bit nicer, you could take all of the scratches off. You could change the colour of the trains. You can make that water nicer. You couldn't actually use that control room for something if you want. You could make that into bedrooms in your whole house if you wanted to. I'd love to see if you did anything with this build or if you do any gameplay with it or anything like that. Just let me know. That would make my day. I'd love to see something like that. I think I've rambled on a little bit too much now. So I will leave you with some music and I will be back with you at the timeline for a tour. See you in a bit. back. So these are my two apocalyptic sort of trains. As we walk in, we have our archery here. And then we have a place where we can sort of sit. It has some shelter underneath. Look at this. And then we've got our laundry sort of area. We can hang our washing out over there. And we have our outhouse out here. And look, this is our crash train. Oh no, it went in there and then all of the rocks fell. So we're not allowed to go in there anymore. The trains are no longer in use. Oh, let me push play. There we go. We've got our chickens. There they are. They're having a grand old time. They can wander around anywhere, actually, and they tend to wander around in the garden. So this is the little barbecue area. We can come over here and we've got the washing lines. There's two of them there. Only one we can use because the other one is in use at the moment. We have our fireplace area. Junk, actually. There's pretty much junk sort of everywhere. There's another little chimkin. Look at him. Here's our garden area. We've got our bees. We've got our truck there, where we can take our deliveries out whenever we need to. Here's our little children's area for our, I had to put it on the side. Yeah, because I wanted to put it in the middle there and then actually they would use it to walk through all the time just to go through to their house. So I think it's a good idea if you're going to put these on your builds to sort of put them onto the side where they're not going to purposely go over them. I put these on the fences here. I thought this was pretty cool. We can build sandcastles in here as well. And I actually didn't do any terrain paint out here. What I used was these sort of like floor decals. I found it really hard to do the terrain on this. I don't think there's any terrain that sort of matches. We have some swings over here. And then, yeah, the train's been blocked off. The rest of the track has been taken away. A road has now been put in its place. The train used to go over here, you see. But no more. It's all been blocked off. No longer allowed to be used. Actually, we'll come over this way because this is the way that the Sims are actually going to be walking in. So the Sims would walk over this way. And they'd come over here. Oh, mind out, Chimkin. They'd come over here under the little fairy lights. And then you come over. Here's one home, actually. Look, there's another Chimkin. They roam around everywhere. I like them. This is our murky stream. I was calling it a pond, but I don't know if it's that much of a pond. It is sort of like, it's just dirty water from the factory, really. And life has made its way out here. But whoever's here, they catch things in here. So they've got some traps. Yeah, we've got some life in here. There are some fish. We've got some turtles here as well. They're pretty cool. We've got some jellyfish. Oh yeah, don't go over here. You might fall under there. Don't go over there. And then we can cut. Oh, I don't know if the Sims can come up these stairs, actually. I think I might have put that in the way. I might have to move that. But anyways, we can come up these stairs and we can go in this door. No aliens, though. No aliens allowed. And this is our first train. We walk into our kitchen. I'm going to pause it here for a second so the time doesn't keep going. Well, we come into our kitchen where it's pretty compact. And then we have an easel here as well. This person likes to paint. And then just around the corner here is where we have our ladder, and this comes up to our bedroom. I actually really like this bedroom. They haven't finished decorating in here yet. The walls have still got that sort of, they've been plastered over. But yeah, this is our bedroom, and we have a little outside area here. This is quite nice, just if you need to chill. Oh yeah, I did make it accessible for a cat as well. So this one here, this has a cat bowl, some posts in it, and a cat litter tray. Let's go back downstairs because this is where we've got our living room as well. Yeah, we're going to walk past here. We've got a little kitchen space there. Then we walk past our living room into our bedroom. This is a single bedroom, very compact, very cute. This has a bookcase in it as well over there and a fireplace as well. I thought that was pretty cool. Keep us warm whilst we're sleeping, And then this is the bathroom. This has got your shower in it, toilet and your sink. And yeah, and then that's this one over here. That's this train. And then I'll show you the other one as well. So this one we can access by going up these stairs. Again, no aliens allowed. And this one's a little bit bigger as we walk in. Oh, look, I need to do that side wall there as well, that little half wall. Ah, that's two things so far. I always see things when I'm touring. But yeah, our kitchen is a little bit bigger on this one. I'm thinking that this was more of a family kitchen. This is where most of the cooking gets done. Got a little tiny fridge there. Enough space. No bin, no. I guess I could put a bin in somewhere. And we've actually got a dining space here as well. We've got space for 3 people on that dining table. We've got an archaeology table here as well. And we've got our TV and sort of living space area here. Really, really small. And then behind this is our bedrooms right here. Open Open bedrooms. Now, I'm not sure if they can actually get in this one. You might need to remove the divider. I think I've moved it way too close to the bed. But this one, they can definitely get in. I play tested this one. Just needs a little bit more space, I think. And then into our bathroom. Yep, this has a bath in it. This is so pretty. I actually really like this bathroom. I'd chill in here. I'd definitely have a shower and a bath in here. Would you? So that is another train. That's the second train done. This one doesn't have an upstairs area, actually. It's just but it feels a bit more cozy, this one, I think. And then as we go outside, yeah, we've got our control centre. Oh, I'll show you into our control centre in a minute, but we do have a space here for a horse. Yeah, we have a stable under here. This is like a perfect area for a stable. It's just pretty plain, not much in there, but you know, there is space for a horse. And then we can train our horse under here as well. This is undercover, so awesome. We've got our woodworking area here, and we've got our nectar making, which, by the way, you can put a rug underneath the nectar making machine, and this still works. And then we go into the control room. Now, this, we don't really use this for anything other than, we use recycling machine in here, but that's around about it. However, if we go upstairs, then we shall see that we have a water collector up here. Again, there's nothing in this room. This is just empty. But yeah, out onto the sort of deck area here, we've got a rusty old water collector. We've got our telescope out here. And yeah, just things you don't want to touch. I mean, look at that. You wouldn't want to touch that, would you? But this looks pretty cool at nighttime as well. Yeah, and I think you might be able to get some pretty cool paintings from up here. So yeah, these are my two apocalyptic trains. Let me know what you think of them in the comments. Let me know if you have them in your game. I would love to know if you do. If you have enjoyed hanging out with me today, don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment, do all of the nice things, and hopefully I will see you next time. Bye!